A new Health and Human Services report shows an alarming stat for the homeless population in Utah. They're dying at a 10 times higher rate than the rest of the population.
So new tonight, our Jordan Tracy spoke with an advocate about this study and has her reaction to the staggering numbers. Jordan, tell us a little bit more about this.
Well, Sarah and Brian, this is the first report of its kind in the state, and the Department of Health and Human Services actually believe that they are only the second state to do a report of this kind. Now, they hope with this information that it gives the information necessary for policymakers to make decisions to address these issues. Now, the advocate that I spoke with was happy that this report was done, but is disappointed on one key that was missing.
The report says the average age of death for someone who is unhoused is 56 years old. That's compared to the rest of the population at 72. The main causes they found were due to chronic illness like heart disease and diabetes to drug-related deaths. Some of the solutions they propose in this report is to increase housing and healthcare access, increase harm reduction resources, and getting all the providers together in the same place like UHC, Medicare, and Medicaid. They say more access to primary care could make a difference.
There's not one entity that is going to solve this issue. We need to come together as a state, and that includes policymakers in state, and that includes healthcare providers, that includes DHHS, that includes the Office of Homeless Services that is leading this effort. So we all have a part to play.
Ksenia Kanazova is the executive director of the Nomad Alliance. She's encouraged that the study now provides the numbers behind what she has already known about the health challenges for people on the street.
And I'm so heartened that they started gathering death data when they never have before.
One missing part of this study was direct accounts from the unhoused. They did not talk to anyone living on the street about their experience, something they admit is a limitation to their study.
We didn't have many boots on the ground talking to actual people who are experiencing homelessness. We partnered with our COCs in the state, with 4th Street Clinic, with the Office of Homeless Services, but our research team wasn't on the street. We were looking mostly at our vital records and statistics data.
It's a limitation that Kanazova calls egregious.
To not include their voices and their experience in a study on their mortality, to me, is an egregious lack of oversight. Not only are you dying 10 times the rate, but we're not even going to ask you why and how can we prevent it.
Now, an interesting point here is they didn't actually get to present their report at the Homeless Services Board today because of all the other agenda items actually took too long, and they ended up adjourning before getting to this report. Now, they hope for next year's report that they're able to get more data on the history of someone's homelessness, because they can find out, you know, their health services and health care from living on the street to then potentially being housed, and see how that changes. For reporting live from the state capitol, Jordan Tracy, ABC 4 News.